Tonight on Creature Features, William Shatner and other people contend with the vengeance of an ancient and malevolent force held within the cargo hold of an airplane in The Horror at 37,000 Feet. Also, cute toys with scary teeth. Tonight on Creature Features.
Friends, and welcome to Creature Features. I'm your host, Vincent. With me is my dutiful butler, Mr. Livingston. And over to this side would be the lovely Miss Tangella, whose nickname amongst the household staff of this exalted manor is the Little Princess.
Andrew says that her actual nickname with the staff is the Schlemazel.
Really? I find that completely unfathomable.
How so?
A Schlemazel is the person whose head is on the receiving end of a drop bucket of paint. It is the Schlemiel who inadvertently dropped the bucket in the first place. So Andrew is actually the Schlemazel in this household, and this one would be the Schlemiel.
You, sir, are a never-ending source of astonishment.
Thank you. Onward. Have we a most magnificent program in store for you tonight? First, we shall present for only the second time in our long storied history and broadcast the movie Horror at 37,000 Feet from 1973. Or if you're not in the States like we happen to be, the Horror at 11.277 kilometers. This fabulous film has an all-star cast that includes William Shatner, Chuck Connors, Buddy Ebsen, Roy Thinnis, and even the professor from Gilligan's Island. No, Tangella, I do not believe that our lovely friends at home would enjoy in the least a demonstration of your launching an entire bushel of coconuts towards John Provost's home via your bloody ludicrous trebuchet. Back to my diatribe. Joining us for this story of terror in the skies will be the talented Matt Forristal. He is the primary artist and figurehead for his company called Gashly Tentacles, who makes these lovely beasts. He'll tell us how he came up with a unique idea, the manner in which people react upon seeing them at the many conventions he attends, and just exactly how he creates these unique members of his bizarre menagerie. So don't go away, for it is to be another night of furry monster flight right here on Creature Features. Stay tuned. Matt Forristal, do you know if all viewers switched over to Channel 36, they could watch wrestling?
Oh, great. Wrestling.
You know, that's
exciting.
real. I used to think it was fake, but it's real. No, real wrestling. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Hey, thank you.
It's
Thank
been
you
a while.
so much.
I have not seen you since the Steamtopia convention.
Yeah,
when you
over-
were pushing. You
Petaluma.
need to see what this man makes. It's incredible. You've seen what this man makes. If you've seen Tangela, you've seen what this man makes, because she is probably one of your best customers, I think.
Oh, yeah, one of my favorites. Too.
Right. No. She has quite a few of his wares, and they're quite interesting. You'll see them soon. But how's the trip up?
Oh, fine. Windy roads, beautiful drive, though.
No, it's not. Well, you know, people find themselves refreshed by the smell of the ocean. Mm-hmm. Of course, every time I drive up, it smells like fish. So, but I like fish, so it's all right.
Yeah, fish, ocean.
Fish, it's good. So we're going to watch Horror at 37,000 feet. Have you seen this one?
Yeah, I think I did with when I was a kid, although I kind of
right.
mixed it up with the train one, the Oriental train one.
Oh, right, Orient Express. Right. It's kind of the same film, although with wings.
And Captain Kirk.
And Captain Kirk. William Shatner's in this one. You know, William Shatner was supposed to come on one of the episodes where we showed this film, and for some reason he did not make it.
No, that's too bad.
He has to
missed
fly
out.
the bloody Enterprise. I mean, he can't just stop what he's doing and, I'm going to leave Starfleet and go be on bloody creature features. He just can't do that, so that's the way it is. All right, what do you say we start this film, and when we come back,
Absolutely.
we're going to show one of your small items, right?
Yes, please.
All right, off we go to Horror at 37,000 feet. Don't you dare go away, because if you do, it'll make us both quite sad.
Attention please. AOA Flight 19X London to New York will be slightly delayed. Passengers are advised to check in baggage and await further announcements. Attention s'il vous plaît. Vol AOA numéro 19X à destination de New York sera retardé de quelques minutes. Les passagers sont avisés d'enregistrer leurs bagages et d'attendre notre prochain avis.
Oh, come on, dude. There's no mystery about it. It's a Selson motor, not a human female. I'll pull it, check it, and see what's wrong. It's an instrument. It won't lie to you.
AOA Flight 19X for New York is now open for boarding at Gate 12. Please have boarding passes and all travel documents ready for passport control.
All right, Mr. Holcomb. You're all set to go, sir. You'll be departing from Lounge 4.
Thank you. Flight 19X. What's this X rating, partner?
Spot of luck for you, sir, actually. It's an extra flight. You'll have the bird practically to yourself this trip.
Yep, I surely would like that. Let me help you with that, ma'am.
No, thank you. I can manage. Hello, I'm Sheila O'Neill. Has my husband checked in yet?
That he has, Mrs. O'Neill. He just went to the cargo office.
Oh, fine. Half a sec while I get my passport out.
We'll take care of that for you, sir. Not to worry. Thank you.
That's a lot of fuel for such a light passenger list. Are we expecting a hurricane?
You're pretty heavy on cargo. Look to manifest.
Architectural features, 11,000 pounds. What the devil could that be?
In this case, part of an abbey.
What?
I kid you not. The guy shipping it told me. Name's O'Neill. In fact, he's aboard your flight. It's a chapel room from some old English abbey. Even an altar. And he's going to set it up in a place he's building on Long Island.
Final call for AOA Flight 19X to New York, boarding at Gate 12.
Good! What was that?
Don't worry about it now.
Attention s'il vous plaît. Dernier appel du vol AOA numéro 19X pour New York.
Now you're sure? You're sure I'm on the extra flight, the cargo flight?
It's all taken care of, Mrs. Pinder.
Thank you.
Mrs. Pinder, would you please leave the dog here?
Damon, he's coming with me.
In the hold, madam. Now, don't worry. It's very comfy down there, and he'll enjoy it.
But you have very few passengers on this flight. Please, can't he come with me?
Regulations, madam.
You understand, don't you, Damon? I have to. But I'll hold you personally responsible for his safety.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. O'Neill, your wife went on ahead. She should be on board by now.
Good. Now, that lady who was just here, is she on our flight?
Mrs. Pinder?
Yes.
Yes. Do you know her?
Yes, unfortunately.
Hey, you ready for this? 10 passengers. And 9 stewardesses? No, just the 2 of us. Come on up front, hon. Jenkins says they all go first cabin, okay?
But what happened? I don't know.
AOA control, 19er X-ray. Say, what is with the weather?
No change, 19er. Surface wind northeast, 6 knots.
Are you kidding? We've just been hit in the face by some of the North Pole.
Say again, 19er.
Thank you, 19er.
I think we just had a lesson in the famous not-to-be-believed English summer weather.
Attention, please. Final call for
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
It's
quite all right. Good heavens. That's Flight 19X. That's boarding right now, sir.
Yes, it would be, wouldn't it?
Achtung bitte. Letzter Aufruf für AUA 95X nach New York. Einsteigen durch Außen.
Howdy, gals.
Hello. You're in the front section. I left your bag up there. Oh, there. You by yourself? Go with Mom. Come on, I'll take you to see.
Good evening.
Anywhere in the front section, please?
Okay.
Good evening. It's in the back section.
Seatbelts, no smoking, flight attendants.
Check, check, check.
You just made it.
Yes, of course.
Oh, any seat. Just any seat back there.
Thank you very much.
Here. Oh, okay. Got it? Uh-huh.
Let's get the show on the road.
Place the mask over your face and breathe normally until you are advised it is not necessary. Now, in accordance with federal safety regulations, the cabin stewardess will demonstrate the use of the life jackets, which are located under the seats.
V1. Rotate. V2 plus 10.
AOA 19 X-ray. You're cleared to New York via Shatner Direct. Then J3, Bravo route. Climb and maintain flight level 370. Squawk code 2100. Departure frequency will be 124.1. Over.
Roger, AOA 19.
X-ray is cleared to New York via Satellite Direct. J3, Bravo.
Route maintain flight level 370, squawk 2100, departure 124.1.
Roger, 19 X-ray. Clearance correct. Have a nice trip.
Friends, don't forget we've got a second YouTube channel. It's at cfextras.com. You'll find all the extra stuff we create there, so don't miss out. Subscribe today. Welcome back to Creature Features. If you're just joining us, we are watching Horror at 37,000 feet. That's rather high, is it not?
Oh, yeah.
37,000 feet. And it's a wonderful film where the altar weighs 11,000 pounds. I don't think you could bring in luggage that weighs 11,000 pounds on, say, Southwest or anything like that, could you?
Yeah, the extra baggage fee must be like enormous.
Ridiculous. Anyways, we'll get back to the film in a moment, but this wonderful little chap, do you have a name?
No, I haven't come up with a name for him, and since Tangela adopted him, she should probably come up with a name for him.
You know, she tends to use her plushies as weapons.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Well, no, it's not good because she's managed a way. I don't know if she puts like stones inside of them or something, but she's managed to cause injury by hitting somebody over the head with a plushie.
Oh, I love it.
And I think she likes yours because they have those sharp teeth.
They're already sort of predisposed to.
They are, and they could be used as a weapon.
As violence. Yeah, no, they've drawn blood from me. I don't think they've drawn blood from any of the doctors.
No, most incredible. So how did you come up with the idea for these?
So, it must have been 1999. I walked into a shop in San Francisco that had some crazy person putting what are called taxidermist jaw sets into plush animals, smaller than this, like medium size. And I was instantly obsessed. And then that person just kind of disappeared within a year, and I couldn't find their stuff anymore. So by 2003, I just started doing it myself because it's a DIY thing. The way you could do it is you can just go online and order a taxidermist jaw set. This is a mountain lion, and it's all plastic, and it's accurate to the actual animal. And order it, and then grab somebody's plush, family member preferably.
That's incredible.
And glue that in. So I started doing that, and doing it with the taxidermy jaw set has some disadvantages of putting it in, and they're expensive.
Right.
So I started developing my own jaws.
Smart move. Right. And then you could customize them the way you like. I have a suggestion. You're missing half of the business. I think you should be taking the jaws you take out of the plushies and putting them in actual animal taxidermies, right? So it's like a swap.
Oh, yeah, like a swap with, yeah.
So you have like a mountain lion with a nice soft mouth. I don't know.
Like a little smile.
I like to think outside of the box. Anyways, let's get back to this film. And when we come back, you have another one to show us, right?
Yes, I do.
All right, off we go back to Horror at 37,000 feet. Don't go away or else I'll be quite sad.
I think maybe I'm going to put some black stone on the floor here around the altar.
Very nice if you're planning to use it for a bar.
That's a little nasty, isn't it, dear?
Yes, I suppose it is. I guess I'm just bloody tired of the whole business.
It's your ancestral chapel we're riding on, darling. Over $100 a mile.
You can afford it, Alan.
It's fortunate I can afford to save something ancient and beautiful when your family estates are becoming condominiums and parking lots.
Well, maybe that isn't all bad.
You really want to quarrel, don't you?
I'm sorry. I guess I'm just a little edgy tonight. Here you go.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Say, haven't I heard of you somewhere, Mr. Holcomb?
Gee, honey, my business manager would be disappointed if you hadn't. I've been starring in the Western in Italy. My last one, Rimrock, made 15 mil.
No, I think I must have confused you with someone else.
Mr. O'Neill, I thought it only fair to warn you that I'm on board.
Miss Pinder, I thought we had all this out in English court.
And I came prepared to try it again in an American court. Mrs. O'Neill, I cannot believe that you would acquiesce in the uprooting of these priceless relics.
Please, leave me out of it.
Sacrilege. Sacrilege.
I hardly regard it as that.
You really don't know what's down in that hole, do you?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Pinder, but this forward section is reserved for first-class passengers.
You'll regret it. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm sorry, Mr. O'Neill.
Sorry.
I'd hoped that part of it was over.
There's a cause for every crank these days. But if I'm to be attacked by a lady crusader, I need a drink. Come on.
Thanks, I'll stay here.
You know, you're really a barrel of laughs tonight.
I imagine you'll find somebody in the bar who is. Alan, I'm sorry.
Oh, why don't you cool it, huh? Okay, I don't care.
You know, this sounds a little off.
Naturally. Closer to heaven, the more discordant.
Oh, man, why don't you just put me on your back and walk us across the water?
There was a time. Now I'd sink.
Sir, you know that's against the rules?
I'll tell you something. I'm bored with rules.
Everything okay, Mom?
Well, my little girl's just a teeny bit nervous. But I'm sure once she's asleep...
It's okay, Annie. I'll tell the captain. No more bumps tonight.
What do you see, Frank? Clear all round, negative on buildup. Beats me what that one could have been.
Seatbelts, Captain?
Now save them. They pay to walk around this flying hotel. Let's let them live a little. Cornwall 26. It's 3 minutes late. Must be a headwind building they didn't tell us about.
Something wrong, ma'am?
It's just this gadget.
Likely just the phones. Let's try some others.
Oh, no, please don't.
My
bother.
pleasure. My name's Steve. Believe yours is Sheila. Am I right?
Yes, but...
Well, excuse me, Sheila. Let's get this out of the way here. Now, put these in. Here we go. Right as rain. If that ain't Dave Brubeck, I'll buy you a drink. Hey, that ain't Brubeck. Doggone if I don't owe you a drink.
I'll think about it, Pard. Maybe later.
You got a deal.
How does it read on your side? Miles from Cornwall Center, 2-4. Correction. On mine now at 2-5. Well, same here, so I guess they must be working all right. Airspeed, I read 630. Ditto. Gyros check fine? So what do you make it? Impossible. From that last VOR, we're covering ground about like a lady bicycle rider. We must be bucking a headwind of 620 miles an hour. There's no such wind. That's right, there's no such wind. So what are we doing right smack in it? Cornwall Center AOA 19er X-ray at assigned altitude 370. We got a small problem.
Roger, AOA 19er X-ray. We see it. Thought we'd fouled up here on your position.
We haven't changed position in 10 minutes. Problem seems to be a jet stream. Dead on, like at 600 plus.
600, come again. We show winds aloft your vicinity westerly at 70 knots.
Cornwall Center, I'm going to maintain my heading for 2 minutes more. Not out of it then, request clearance for 180 back to London. Put that in the works, huh?
Let me ask you something. Do you think we should let our first-class tourist upstairs? I don't know. I've got one who's packing a flask. Oh, no. Karate time. The air feels funny tonight. Feels very funny. Hey, lay off that, will you? You know how I hate flying.
Coming up 2 minutes. Mark. Cornwall Center, 19er X-ray. How am I for that turn?
You are cleared, 19er.
Thank you, Cornwall. Starting 180 turn in 1 minute.
Here you are, Mr. Farley.
You're the fellow that booked this flight, huh? No, just the cargo hold. Must have cost you plenty. They charge by the pound for this kind of freight?
I don't remember. My people set it up.
If you have to ask, we can't afford it, right? Glenn Farley.
Alan O'Neill.
We never met, but I know you. You gave me a bid on a hotel I built down in Orlando. You were too high on that. I didn't hire you. That's how I made $7 million in the last 3 years. And I'll tell you, I'd know how much this airplane was costing me to the cent.
Well, I'm an architect, not a businessman.
You're telling me. The stuff you're shipping, I heard the woman downstairs giving it to you. What is it, part of a church?
Yeah, the remains of an old abbey. It's been in my wife's family for centuries. We met a little resistance when we took it.
Gotta pay you to haul it away.
Canapes? Excuse me.
Welcome back to the show. Matt stepped away to get another creature. She likes his creatures. And we feature creatures here on Creature Features, so the fact that he's going to fetch another creature makes this creature fetchers, right?
Oh, dear.
Right. Anyways, you sent us mail, and if we don't read it, that would be completely ludicrous, so we shall read mail right now, right, Mr. Livingston?
We have a letter from Anchorage, Alaska.
Anchorage, Alaska. Have you ever been?
No.
It's a nice place. There's not a lot of casinos, though. If you're a gambler, don't go to Anchorage.
Why not?
Because there's not a lot of casinos. Or why is there not a lot of casinos? I suppose there's not a lot of gamblers. Or something like that. Oh, look at this. It's artwork. I'm going to have you display the artwork that was created by this person for us. Here's the packaging. Oh, and look, a nice envelope. You know, we don't often receive nice envelopes like this. Typically, they just throw it in a paper bag and say, shut up and read it, right?
I don't know if they
Oh,
say
look at this. Oh, this is wonderful. This is a photograph of what I believe to be either a wolf or a very large coyote. You know, they call them coyotes here for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what the proper... Oh, my goodness, American money, look. 20, 40, 50 American dollars. We haven't gotten one like this in some time. Yeah, it's nice to receive money in the mail because it means somebody loves you. And I think this person loves us, which is T.C. Kelly. And, this is a very long letter. I cannot read this all on the air, T.C. However... I will read the first few paragraphs, and it goes, "Greetings from Anchorage, Alaska. I love your show for so many nostalgic reasons. When I watch it, I feel like I'm once again a 12-year-old boy watching late-night TV in New England." You know, we have a lot of this sentiment.
New England?
No, not the New England part. The part about being young and watching a program like ours and feeling young again. We bring youth to your television screen. Sometimes.
Did you not watch these types of shows?
No, I didn't. We did not have these types of shows in the UK. We had Jerry Anderson Productions, marionettes, super marionettes. And they're somewhat rather silly. But no, good stuff came out. He did UFO and Space 1999. And I know some of our viewers love that show. All right, they go on. I hope you enjoy the portraits of each of you. Look at that. It looks just like me. And that looks just like her. In fact, in that photograph, you are sitting in that exact chair. Make that face. Do that face. See? That's her. Good job. All right, let's see. I hope you enjoy the portraits of each of you. Collectively, I refer to Thomas, to them as the Unholy Trinity. We are the Unholy Trinity indeed. I believe I captured Livingston's radiant smile. Livingston has a radiator smile. He does not have a radiant smile. I drew pet portraits. I usually draw pet portraits. Should any of you want a drawing of your pet, shoot me an email. Maybe he could do an image of Fang. She has a ferocious dog that's not ferocious at all named Fang. So that would be a great portrait if you look in one of the previous episodes. All right, we'll read the rest offline. Thank you for the money. Thank you for the portraits. And we hope things are wonderful in Anchorage. Next up, Mr. Livingston.
A package.
A box of items. Look at this.
Well, it says books inside.
You know, I think you should give me the letter and give her the box.
This is from Michigan.
Travel. He gets discombobulated whenever we get a box for some reason. He's so used to just picking up a piece of paper and passing it over to me. And when you give him a large box and he has to actually have a workout, he doesn't like it, does he? All right, this is from... Who? Michelle Fields. Oh, we've heard from Michelle, have we not?
I'm not sure.
This is Mrs. Fields. She makes the cookies.
Mrs. Fields.
Mrs. Fields. I think she's the one that made the cookies. I don't know. Creature Features family, love you and your show. Sending handcrafted journals for all of you. Oh, this sounds nice. I'm a paper artist craftsman from Michigan. I have an Etsy shop and wanted to gift all three of you with a handcrafted unique journal. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
What in God's name? I've never seen anything so sophisticated.
So intricate.
This looks like This looks like the journal of a queen or some kind of royalty. All right, handcrafted unique journals that are one of a kind. Enjoy River Hag Journals, Michelle Fields. So I suppose if one goes to Etsy and they look up River Hag Journals, they will find Michelle's fine work. Look at these. She put a lot of work into these. Thank you so much, Michelle. They will go to a proper cause and be used. He writes a lot of journals. I just tend to put notes. Go to the dentist. Go to the optometrist.
Go to bed.
Go to bed. I have to make a note to myself to go to bed. All right, next up is... what is that? It's like a voodoo thing. Oh, my goodness. No more voodoo dolls for her, though. Last one?
This is the last one. Classic movie monsters.
All right. There's a postcard with, as he said, classic movie monsters. Oh, the stamps. If you want to send mail, you could purchase these, I assume. All right, this is from Alan and Stephanie Sukup. We know the Sukups. We haven't heard from the Sukups in a month. Where you been? Hope you're all right. Dear Vincent, this past spring on Saturday nights, when not dodging tornadoes and the occasional flying monkey, we are watching movies with the Poltermanor gang and having a ball. Your Kansas fans, Alan and Stephanie Sukup. Well, thank you, Alan and Stephanie. And, we got to get to Kansas and go to their home for tea.
Tornadoes.
No, I don't. I want to see a tornado firsthand.
No, thank you.
No, it'd be fun. Didn't you ever see that movie Twister?
No.
They have flying cows. It's a true story.
Not,
flying cows.
Not of their own volition.
Watch the film. It's a documentary. It's not fiction.
Not of their own volition.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it for mail. If you'd like to send us mail of your own, go to hellocreaturefeatures.com. It'll tell you how to send us an email. It'll tell us how to send us a regular envelope in the post, or how to send us a package of wonderful journals if you have an Etsy store. Or if they'd like to send us a bucket of sludge.
Please don't.
No sludge. All right. No buckets of sludge, but you can send a box of journals or something appropriate as well. We'll be right back soon with Matt Forristal and his creatures. But first, let's get back to Horror at 37,000 feet.
Hold your hats and watch the miles go by. We've got a 600-plus tailwind now. Let's see, we ought to knock off a ground mile in about 3 seconds. We're not moving. We've got a 600-mile tailwind and we're not moving. Cornwall Center, AOA 19 X-ray. Confirm squawk setting at Alpha 2100.
We have your blimp 19er. What the devil are you doing up there, flying in circles? Your position unchanged.
Cornwall Center, stand by, 19er.
What's up?
We're caught in a wind like none there ever was. We've done a full turnaround and it's still smacking our teeth somehow. Cornwall Center, AOA 19 X-ray. We'd like a right turn to 090 and permission to descend to 260.
That's funny. The lights aren't moving.
What?
Peculiar, ugly illusion, motionless, suspended. I run, I get nowhere. Did you know this happens to be the summer solstice? Midsummer's Eve?
Is that good or bad?
It depends. If you're a witch, it's a night for bonfires, incantation.
Sounds like fun. Beautiful moon tonight, huh?
That's the 5th turn I counted. What's going on?
Well, I don't think there's any problem.
I fly my own plane, sweetheart. A custom jet. They keep changing altitude and power set. Now be a good girl and go find out what's happening.
Tell me, are you a very good architect, Mr. O'Neill?
I'm a very successful architect.
Is that the same thing?
I used to think so. You tell me now. Are you a very good model?
How did you know I was a model?
That's an easy one. The way you dressed, choice of drinks, magazine, the whole package.
Touché.
What's going on in here? Anything we should know? Look, and don't panic. We've just got a little bit of a problem. Like what? It seems as if we're caught up in this crazy kind of a jet stream. It's as if we're hung up here on a hook. What does that mean? Look, we'll talk later. You were right, Mr. Farley. There is a slight problem, but nothing we can't handle. I'll let you know as soon as I can.
But... Well, I'm not going to try and figure it out. It can happen, but it has. The wind, or whatever it is affecting this plane only. Just us. I don't get it. It's like being in a whirlpool. We can't move in any direction. 6 hours and 20 minutes of fuel left. We're burning it up. Let's reduce to 200. We're not going anyplace anyhow. Let Margot know what's happening and tell her to break out more drinks for the passengers. All they want.
Okay.
She's sick. She was pale and trembling.
I'll get a cold cloth.
Excuse me, please. I'm a medical doctor, doctor in color.
Ore igne sancti spiritus cassita non cavita spiritum palibeth.
Latin, is it not?
Yes, yes.
Is it serious?
No, merely an hysterical episode of some sort. Perhaps what would help her most is some food. Or am I speaking only of myself?
Oh, my, you're right. We really are running behind. Is it all right that I go?
Yes, of course. I should like the lady's husband present when she returns to consciousness. If you'd be so kind as to look after her.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
She's a beautiful woman, isn't she? Or are you just working on a get-well prayer, Paul?
I was just thinking I might become a doctor.
Why?
Why not? I can be anything I want now. And they have such a power over women. It's that maternal thing. Except doctors are free to use it. Manya, what's the matter? You don't look well yourself.
I'm just sick from watching you bleed.
What happened to me? What did I do?
Nothing, you just fainted, that's all. There's a doctor on board. He says you're all right. There's nothing serious.
I'm sorry to be such a bloody nuisance.
Not at all. Gives me something else to do besides get drunk. I'm Paul Kovalik.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Kovalik. I'm grateful. Has anyone told my husband?
Yes, the doctor went for him. Did you know that you were speaking Latin?
That's impossible. I've never studied Latin. Sorry to spoil your good time.
Oh, come on. Get off it, will you? I've never known you to faint from lack of attention.
I've never fainted, period.
Sir, if I were you, I should not leave her alone tonight.
I don't intend to. Not that it's any of your concern.
Alan, please.
Excuse me. I presumed.
This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
Hello, welcome back to Creature Features. No, I can touch it. Oh my God, she's terrible. Look at the size of this thing.
It's bigger than her.
No, it's fantastic. No, this is incredible. How long did it take you to make this one?
Oh, I'd say about 6 hours.
6
putting
hours?
in the
No, that's incredible.
putting in the fangs, and then there was a little felt in this one. It actually has some sewing on it, which I don't like doing and I don't do very well. But and the plush was from a plush company in Florida. One of the only companies that makes plush in America that's American made. It's called.
And this is
Big
much
Plush.
nicer quality than what one might find at, say, a carnival
Right. But if you have one of those claw machines or something, this isn't gonna.
No, you need a very large claw. You need one of those claws that they disassemble buildings
like
with.
the giant claw. What
yes.
was the movie?
No. Anyways, we're going to get back to the horror at 37,000 feet film soon. So this is not something that you would normally sell.
No, this is my marketing. What I noticed when I first started is people would pass by my plush animals and they wouldn't notice that there was fangs.
Oh, so this is like your billboard.
Yeah, this gets their attention.
No, that's a wonderfully brilliant idea.
So he's not for sale. He's just for hugs.
So she's been bothering me to make you an offer you cannot refuse, but it sounds like you need this one for your business, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
We gave you those other ones.
Maybe someday when it's too worn, we can make an arrangement. But for now, you have to just settle for your small ones. All right, well, what do you say we get back to this film? And when we come back, we've got one more big one to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, off we go to Horror at 37,000 feet. Don't go away because it becomes quite spooky, I think. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. I'll have Livingston fetch it for you. See you soon.
You heard it, I tell you. Someone cried for help.
It's Margot.
Oh, here, let me at that thing, miss.
Here, try this.
Oh, thanks. I'll give you an assist here. Keep up.
There's an emergency door on top. Can you get it open?
Yeah, sure enough.
Thank God.
Woo-wee, it's cold down there. Come on up, honey.
Give me a hand, yeah? There you are. Easy does it.
Are you all right? Oh, you're freezing. I know. There's really nothing to worry about, folks. It's just your run-of-the-mill airplane elevator accident. Blowout in the cargo hold.
Blowout?
It's freezing, and there's a wind.
Hold it. Negative on that.
What?
Negative.
I tell you, there's ice down there. I saw it. There's a wind howling.
No way, baby. We did have a blowout. You'd know it in zero flat.
Then where did the ice come from? The wind? Are you saying it came from inside the plane? But I heard something. And then the elevator went out and...
Go down and take a look. I'll be right there. Honey, you pull yourself together. I'm gonna need you.
Sheila. My turn to say sorry. Come on, honey. What is it? What's the matter?
Helen, I'm frightened. I think I may be... I keep hearing strange things. Voices. Some kind of chanting I can't understand. And then... they call to me sometimes over and over.
You've been under a lot of stress. It's my fault, I guess.
You do believe me, don't you? I mean, you don't think I'm ill.
I don't know what to think.
Howdy, Captain. What's up? Not leaving us, are you?
Yeah, we're gonna take a bus and leave the driving to you.
Mr. O'Neill?
Yes.
You don't have anything in that shipment of yours we don't know about, do you?
What do you mean? Well, I don't know yet. You don't have anything, live? Of course not. Why? Just curious about a little problem we have down there.
Sorry.
Captain? Is there anything wrong?
No, miss. Nothing serious.
Captain, if you're going below, would you be kind enough to speak to my dog? His name is Damon. You know, to reassure him.
Of course. Well, Jim? All right, I've got it open. Try this again. What'd you have? Look at this. Something like moss on the bulkhead. Hey. He's frozen. Ernie! Get out! Get out! Jim! Somebody, help. Help me. Help! Help me. Word. Stewardess. My arm.
Get his coat on.
It's cold. It's cold. Shut the door.
Mom. What happened?
Jim. He's dead.
The flight engineer. He says he's dead. How did it happen?
He's frozen. The wind is... The flight deck. I've got to get into the flight deck. Help me. Steady on.
Please don't mention anything that's happened. We must avoid a panic.
What happened? The flight engineer has been killed.
Yes, good evening, Creature Features. This is Milk Cup from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, the nation's capital. I've been watching you guys for almost 2 years, and you guys are like family to me. And I have no words to describe how happy I am. All the best.
Dear viewers, if I may have a moment of your time, recent changes in the YouTube algorithm have severely impacted our revenue threatening the future production of Creature Features. We rely on our YouTube income to continue production of the show. Sadly, this revenue has become unreliable. We are asking for your help. By subscribing to Creature Features TV, you can help us sustain production costs despite these challenges. For a small monthly fee, you will have access to all Creature Features episodes, early access to new episodes, a selection of unique films, and much more, all delivered to you free of commercial advertising. Your generous support will go directly to the production of the show, negating our need to rely on any ad revenue from YouTube. Please visit creaturefeaturestv.com and subscribe today. Your support is vital and greatly appreciated. Thank you.
You know, actual bears do have feet that look like this. Although there's claws, right?
Mm-hmm.
There would be claws, right?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, we are watching Horror at 37,000 Feet with the talented Matt Forristal, who builds these wonderful things. And Tangela has promised not to steal this one.
I believe her.
No, don't
this
believe
time
it,
for sure.
But on this film for a moment, did you notice the part where Shatner is sitting on the plane was much like the Twilight Zone episode? It was, what was it called? Nightmare at 20,000 feet.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe
Twilight
so.
Zone episode. I think that was, they were doing like a tilt of the hat, a tilt of the chapeau.
A little Easter egg.
Right. So anyways, fun film. We'll get back to it in a moment. But so this is not quite as big as the last one, right? So if somebody wants to purchase something like this, she has a Steiff bear. You know, Steiff, the manufacturer, the German.
Oh, love them, the articulated
She has a
bears.
Steiff bear that size. What would the price comparison between those two be?
Oh, a Steiff bear? This would be a fraction of the cost of it.
This would be a fraction of the cost of a Steiff bear. So if you don't want to buy a Steiff bear, which I did for her, now she's saying she doesn't like that bear anymore because it does not have fangs like yours.
Well, lend that bear to me for a weekend, and we can
that
put
might
fangs
be a
in it.
way to go, right? No, maybe, right. Although that would might possibly decrease the value of the Steiff bear to a Steiff collector, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to talk about that. But no, so your website is where?
www.gashlytentacles.com.
GashlyTentacles.com. How in God's name did you come up with that moniker?
Thank you for asking. So the name was a little homage to Edward Gorey and the
of course,
the Gashly Crumb Tinies. A is for Amy, who fell down the stairs. B
I
is
love
for
that
Basil,
tale.
devoured by bears.
Right.
And of course, I read a lot of Lovecraft when I was growing up. So the tentacles is, a little nod to Lovecraft. So
I think you need to create like a steampunk bear.
Oh, yeah.
With fangs.
Oh, I want to automate these, yeah.
No, that'd be wonderful. That'd be wonderful. We'd probably buy a night home. All right, well, what do you say we get back to this film, and we come back, we've got something else to see.
I think one more bear.
One more bear, and we'll take a look at that bear. But right now, let's get back to Horror at 37,000 Feet. Don't go away, because there's more fun to come. See you soon.
Promised.
You know, she's different.
Huh.
See you soon.
Jim's dead.
What?
Something in the cargo hold killed him. We don't know what.
Oh, God.
Is the captain gonna be okay? As far as his physical wound is concerned, yes. As for the rest, I'm not sure.
There's something going on. I want to know what.
That elevator still stuck?
It's the flight engineer. He's dead.
What?
Something awful's happened back there.
Oh, here, try this. Uh-oh.
Look at that.
What is it? Mr. Farley. Mr. Farley, you can't come
Where's
in
the
here.
nearest field that'll handle this baby? You gotta get us down and quit.
Won't permit.
Don't play games with me, honey. Regulations don't count now. Your flight engineer is dead, your captain's hurt, and there's something happening to this airplane. I want to know what you're doing about it. What's the matter with you? Some kind of a blowout in the hole? You're doing nothing about it.
There's no blowout. It would show on my instruments.
I don't give a damn about your instruments. Do something!
You're the one who's gonna do something, Farley. Get out of here. Now. Doc, what's happened to me?
What is sometimes known as shock.
You call this shock?
That is somewhat more difficult. Your arm has been frozen to the point of being burned. Can you understand that?
Wait, suppose the instruments were wrong. I mean, if there was a blowout, the loss of oxygen, it could have caused hallucinations.
Oh, respectfully, Captain, your arm is not a generalized condition. It could not relate simply to the absence of oxygen. It's more specific, as though something incredibly cold had touched you there. I'll get my bag.
Frank? Try Cornwall. No use, the radio's out. What about the backups? They're out too.
Excuse me, what's happening back here?
You ain't heard?
Just there's a little trouble with the plane.
You do know, Mr. O'Neill. You know very well. Those things which this man has taken, removed from the soil where they have rested for thousands of years.
Oh, lady, whatever are you talking about?
They are sacred things. They have their own powers. That is what is happening to us.
Oh, come on, I'm not gonna listen to this.
Paul, do you know what she's talking about?
The Droata, Mrs. Pinder.
Of course, the Druids.
Believe it or not, here we are in the last half of the 20th century under these circumstances. And what are we worrying about? The grotesque practices of a primitive cult that was stamped out before the coming of Christ.
Not entirely, Mr. Kovalik. There are still Druids.
Oh, yes, of course there are. And there are still witches and Satanists. And those who believe the Jimson weed can make them immortal. There's never been any shortage of idiot things to believe in, nor idiots to take them up.
Stop it!
What have Druids got to do with what's going on here?
Everyone on that heath knows the legend. They've faded for hundreds of years. Inside the altar at Grove Abbey was a Druid sacrificial stone. That stone is on this plane.
Hey, lady, you trying to tell me that a piece of rock's got something to do with killing the flight engineer?
The abbey was built on the sacred grove of the Druids, a place where they committed human sacrifices to the ancient gods of darkness, cold, wind, the old ones, they call them. And every 100 years, at the summer solstice, they still...
Midsummer's Eve. Paul, you said that was tonight.
For all I know, it's Halloween.
How do you know all this stuff, anyway?
Well, if it's any of your business, I'd like to look at ruins. Preferably religious ruins.
Why don't you just knock it off? Confession is supposed to be good for the soul, isn't it? Paul is a priest!
Was. Very definitely was. They have enough trouble without sticking them with me.
Okay, so he struck out as a priest, so what? What's that got to do with us? With all this crazy business. This lady's talking about demons and spirits and stuff on this airplane. Well, I'd sure like to get some answers, and right quick.
Perhaps you are too eager for answers. Sometimes there are none. The only magic I know is that man can resist gravity and fly at 37,000 feet.
I hope that makes you happy. It hasn't me.
What would?
I'm going to open a bottle of it right now. It might not make me happy, but it will amuse me to think of all of you back here worrying about your lives as though they were of some importance.
He doesn't matter. We have to find out what it wants.
Now listen, whatever it is, it's back there. So let's get everybody up front away from it. Oh, miss, nobody goes back there until this whole thing is cleared up. You understand? Nobody.
Is everybody here? Where's the little girl? Come on, honey, we have to move. Come on.
My baby.
Look, I'll get everything. You run up front now, okay?
Down right here. Watch your head. Someone get us the blankets. It's very nearly frozen.
It's all right, sweetheart. It's all right. Come on over here with me. Come on. It's all right.
Hello, this is Mr. Livingston. It would appear I have been tasked with requesting you to help our show financially by visiting our Patreon page. Your generosity will help us keep Creature Features on the air. With only a few dollars a month from you, your kindness will allow us to continue creating new entertainment for your viewing pleasure each and every week. And if you have the desire to give more, you might even receive a gift from Tangela. I think not. Please visit the website below to learn more. Thank you.
Another trick.
Breaking up, there's a crack. No structural break. It's inside the plane.
I understand we're stuck up here. You ought to demand your money back.
Wish I could find something funny in all this.
Stick around. Maybe you will.
Are you beyond fear, or are you you're just drunk.
Both. But if I were you, I'd worry more about your fellow passengers than whatever it is you brought on board.
Come on.
Oh.
Sheila?
No!
Sheila, what is it?
You're hearing something, aren't you?
My wife has been hearing voices, but she was treated for nervous exhaustion a few weeks ago.
What do you hear?
I don't know. Voices. They keep calling my name. It stopped.
Do you remember what you said when you fainted? Ore igne sancti spiritus.
Yes, I heard that. One of the voices. What does it mean?
Well, do you know or don't you?
It's from a black mass.
A prayer to the devil?
Or to that thing back there.
My wife is imagining things, that's all.
She's hearing voices.
Anya.
Paul says she was reciting a black mass.
Sounded like it. I was probably wrong. I was a worse scholar than I was a priest.
It was a man's voice, wasn't it?
Yes.
Do you know who that was, my dear? In 1407, Lord Compton, the owner of the land on which the abbey stood, your ancestor, was burnt at the stake for heresy and murder. He had worshipped the druid gods, offered human sacrifices, members of your own family. And now, the old ones,
Well, so
you're
much
the
to
one
her.
they want. You're the sacrifice they demand.
Maybe she's right. What else can it be? Everything's gone crazy. You know all about these things. You were a priest, weren't you? What can we do?
You don't want a priest, Mr. Fryler. You want a parachute.
Don't you laugh at me. You lousy drunk. What good are you anyway?
The sacrifice. The child. Where's the child?
You going crazy?
No! No! Please! Perhaps we could offer it this.
You mean like voodoo? You want to offer the doll instead of...
My God, that's hideous.
We need to dress it.
We'll need something of Mrs. O'Neill's. You can't do
You
this.
stay out of it.
But I understand what's happening here. I'm the only one that does. I'm warning you, it won't work. You'll only make things worse.
It will work.
It's worth trying. Anything is. Is this yours?
Wait a minute, you leave my wife's thing.
No, Alan, don't.
You got us into this. You brought that thing aboard. Now stay out of it or you'll get hurt. I'll go on and follow you that.
This will do. We need something more. You know. Tell us! Or are you too good, too holy for this?
Too holy. My dear Manya, you of all people should know better than that.
We need some of her hair.
No, mister.
No, Alan, let them. It doesn't matter.
Let them.
It doesn't matter.
And some of your fingernails. Annalik, hold these.
Here, take another painkiller. Might as well. No use saving them.
I know what you're thinking, but what could I do? She wouldn't let me help.
Mr. O'Neill, I would never dream of sitting in judgment on another.
It's working. It's working.
You know, they don't always like us interrupting the program, but this time it's for an important message, because if you're watching us on terrestrial TV or on YouTube, eliminate the commercials by watching us on Creature Features TV. It's a new thing. You help the show. You can see all our episodes and some extras as well, and it's quite inexpensive. In fact, it's so inexpensive that Tangelo went to the store and picked up a few items that cost the same as 1 month of Creature Feature TV, like sushi. A platter of it's not even real sushi. There's no fish in this. It's cucumber sushi. So for the same price as cucumber sushi, you can have Creature Feature TV. What else? A bag of onions. Now, we know which you would prefer. Who's going to sit home and eat a bag of onions and not watch Creature Feature TV? Get Creature Feature TV. Avoid the onions. And finally, a bottle of Drano Max Gel. Now, this is a wonderful product. However, I think you would watch Creature Feature TV more than you'd be using this to unplug your sinks. I could be wrong. Maybe you have bad plumbing. Maybe not. In any case, get Creature Feature TV. It's more delicious than Drano.
This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. Buddy Epson is in this film.
Yeah, he's great.
But I don't know why they put Buddy Epson. He's Jed Clampett.
Yeah.
He's he probably has his own plane with all that oil he found, right?
He wasn't even the Texan in the movie. The Texan was that Yahoo guy.
Right. No, it's odd. And then you say the thing about the woman actress. She was.
Oh yeah, the lady that played the creepy druid lady who brought her dog basically to die. I couldn't remember her name or what but I kind of had a felt I seen her in something else, and I might have, as a kid, like been really into her or something.
Right.
But
because
I can't remember her name.
She's evil.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And you make evil things like these evil bears. Look, he's bashful.
Yeah, they're evil, but I don't bring a dog onto a plane that's going to
that'd be
evil entity
proper.
onto it.
So this is slightly different than the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's much lighter, I think.
Yeah, it's a smaller bear, a different type of bear.
Right.
A friend donated that one to me. And same jaws, which are mountain lion.
This is mountain lion.
Mm-hmm. But they're he's a little more aggressive.
We have mountain lions here.
Yeah.
No, they try to eat our goats. No, they do, and we had to purchase special dogs. These big white dogs, and all they do is bark. And that apparently scares
off the mountain
lions, right? So we haven't had any problems. But
well,
this
is
is incredible. This is actual life size.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a saber-toothed tiger.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
No, I would not like to be bitten by this set of teeth. And luckily, it's on a plushie and not on the real thing.
Mm-hmm. But it still gets you.
So did you have to build all this?
With the so I have to do a backing on the teeth.
But the entire snout. It looks like.
Oh no! I just cut.
That's original snout.
That's original snout. I just cut into it. I probably didn't even use a seam ripper, just scissors, and glued it in. And,
how wonderful! No, it feels like it was manufactured this way. Now, have you ever considered replacing the nose?
Oh, with what?
With one of the similar.
Oh, with another mouth?
No. Oh. With the same nose that one would use in taxidermy.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and eyes, too. I've got...
eyes, yes.
With the taxidermy, you can get, eyes of all sorts of animals like fish or goat eyes or very, with the hourglass.
Tangella has found a source for glass-type eyes, which are human. And I think... she actually orders them from a glass eye company for people who put glass eye marbles in their head. I don't know.
Oh, that's fun.
Right.
You need to have some fun games with that.
That's right. No, it'd be a good marble game. Well, what do you say we wrap up this film?
Okay.
And then when we come back, we're going to find out what you're doing next, right?
Great.
All right, off we go to the end of Horror at 37,000 feet. Don't you dare go away doing the credits, because we'll be sitting here, Tangella will be sitting here, and if you're not here, it's not going to be a party anymore, is it? We'll see you soon.
I heard them down there. Charming bunch of people.
I think that thing only wants me.
They'll believe anything now that offers them the barest hope of survival. And they'll do anything, no matter how stupid or bestial. Homo sapien in all his glory.
Do you really hate yourself that much?
I always wait for that. The defrocked priest, delight of the armchair analyst. Where did you lose your faith? I didn't. It lost me.
I'm frightened. Can you help me?
I'm sorry. I'm fresh out.
Aren't you afraid?
Of dying. I gave that up along with the rest of my illusions.
I don't understand you. Those are only words.
Words, yes. We talk a lot in the church. It keeps us from asking why we can't have one sign, one tiny, infinitesimal sign to sustain us in the darkness. To touch, to see.
Father.
Don't look to me. I have nothing. I have no help. Find your own way.
It didn't work. Nothing will. You have to go down there. You have no choice.
Why? Why?
Because it's you that they want. You're afraid of them, the old ones, because you think of them as evil. But you're wrong. They're spirits of nature. The force that holds this plane is as old as the world itself. And aren't you a part of nature? You are as much from the earth as the sacred stones below. Why should you fear something that is natural and irresistible?
You hear that, Sheila? There's no problem. You're a tree, a rock. How simple it is. And those feelings you have in your gut. Love, fear, all nothing more than the stirrings of atoms and molecules.
What a pathetic excuse you are for a man. How do you set yourself above anything? You who betrayed your own pitiful faith.
Pitiful, Mrs. Pinder, and what are you selling?
Powers that are old when this universe was young. Powers that you no more can withstand than an ignorant savage.
A fire, Mrs. Pinder, is that it?
No.
The way the ancients held off the demons on Midsummer's Eve. They built a bonfire on the highest hill. We're at 20 or 30,000. That ought to be high enough. And then those poor, ignorant savages would huddle around the light and smoke and pray for the dawn. At the first shaft of sunlight, demons go back to hell, or wherever it is they come from. Yes, a fire. A fire for the burning of witches.
Fire. Will fire work?
Ask her.
You fool. You've given them hope for nothing.
We've got to make a fire.
Sort of coma.
You can't burn the plane to save it.
Get those ventilators up.
I asked you, when is the sunrise?
3:42 out here. I wouldn't count on seeing it.
Well, maybe we could climb to meet it. Catch it early as it comes over the rim of the world.
Now, what is this rim of the world jazz? We climb, we burn more fuel. Ernie, if there's any chance at all, we ought to try it. Going to full power.
Come on downstairs. You've got to help.
What?
Come on.
The pillars. Get those pillars. There's more liquor upstairs. Get it. Paper. Over there.
Savages.
Yes, frightened savages, waiting to be led. And they will be led The darkness hardened into light. Be my guest. Would that I had that strength of purpose. But I have only words, and they are far beyond that now.
That's it.
There's nothing more we can do. You want to know what's going to happen to you? Just look in there.
There's one more thing. It's down to this. One life against how many? All of us. The doll worked. The fire worked. It just wasn't enough.
Get back! Get back!
The fire! The fire is going out!
You gotta go back there. You gotta do it for the rest of us.
Let me go! Let me go! Let me go! Let me go!
Jody! Jody!
Help me! Help me! Help me!
Stay out of this, pal.
No! Please.
decompression. Mayday! Mayday! Come on, baby.
All right, everybody. We've reached an altitude where it's safe to breathe. You can take your masks off now.
Feeling better? Let's see. Yes, you're gonna be all right.
Alan, no.
Mrs. Pinder.
Mr. O'Neill. What happened? My dog. My beautiful dog.
I'm sorry.
Cornwall Center, AOA 19er X-ray. Please give us priority clearance for emergency landing with full standby.
Roger, AOA 19er X-ray. Do you want clearance for instrument landing?
Negative, Cornwall. Negative. No instruments.
I don't understand. Why did he do it? For those people. You talked to him last. Why?
Perhaps somehow it was a final act of faith. And if there are devils, there must also be gods. I don't know. I have no thoughts.
And so ends Horror at 37,000 feet. What did you think of the end? No, did you not like the part where Shatner goes flying out the window or the door? I could watch that part over and over all day long because you never see Shatner fly away like that. All those years on the Enterprise, he never did that once. So even in that one film where he dies, we did not see him
roll away,
tumble into space. So, fun movie. We'll show it again in 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. I don't know. Anyways, what's next for Matt?
So I'm only doing one show next month, and that's going to be, I think, August 10th in Eugene, Oregon, with the Menagerie, a company I do, or a production company I do shows with. And then the following month, the only thing scheduled is up in where is it, Nevada City, for Nevada City show at this wonderful place, the Pioneer Center, which is a really beautiful old sort of miners' union hall.
And so you load up your truck with all of your goods and set them up at the table, and hopefully some lucky person will adopt one or more, and they go home with you.
Yeah, hopefully.
And then you go home and build more.
Yeah, exactly. Turn right around, order more plush, start
lather,
more
rinse,
fangs.
repeat. No, but you enjoy what you do, so that's what counts.
Would rather not be doing anything.
You know, if you can make profit and enjoy what you're doing, that's the key to life, right?
Yeah.
Now, if only she could make profit blowing things up. All right, Matt. Well, thank you so much for coming all the way out.
Oh, thank you
to
for
show us
having
your
me.
goods, and we hope to see you again soon. And as far as you people are concerned, thank you so much for watching our silly program. We know you could have been watching wrestling, but instead you stayed here and you stayed with us, and for that reason, we love you, and we'll hopefully see you next week. So, Matt, you know, I was thinking, you're always doing animals. If you were to one day do a human, what if you were to create one of these of Tangela?
I don't know if I want to terrify my customers that much.